To resolve an issue with a large agency, you usually have to pick up the phone. But a phone call is just sound. The moment you hang up, the details of your conversation are gone, scattered into the administrative void. You spend an hour explaining your situation, and a representative promises a fix. 2 weeks later, nothing has changed. When you call back, the next representative tells you there is no record of your previous call, and you have to start over from zero. You can bypass this cycle using the Tenacity Tax Toolkit. It provides a systematized method to establish a clear, objective paper trail that eliminates the typical back and forth over who said what. Methodically, by the end of this tutorial, you will generate 2 specific outputs. First, a completed master advocacy log recorded during your call. Second, a formal follow-up email sent immediately after you hang up. Producing these 2 standardized documents strips the agency of their plausible deniability. You are creating a contemporaneous record, a factual foundation that persists long after the call is over. Before dialing the agency's number, you need 2 things in front of you: the target agency's basic contact details and a physical copy of the master advocacy log. Start by filling out Section 1, the quick reference header. Write down today's date and the specific case ID or reference number to permanently link this log to your current issue. When the representative answers, the natural instinct is to immediately explain your complex situation. Do not do this. This flowchart illustrates the priority of the first 10 seconds of contact. Before you describe your problem, first ask for the representative's name, their department, and their direct employee ID or extension. Document this information in Section 2 of your toolkit. You lock their identity into your official record before the conversation even begins. If a representative refuses to provide their identifying information or disconnects the call, immediately document the exact time and context of that refusal on your log. By controlling the start of the interaction, you shift the accountability to the representative. They are no longer an anonymous voice. They are now personally responsible for the assistance they provide. With the representative's identity secured, move to Sections 3 and 4 of the toolkit to log the actual interaction. This comparison table demonstrates the difference between subjective interpretations and objective factual points. The representative was rude is an emotional interpretation. The representative disconnected the call at 2:14 p.m. is a fact. As the call progresses, record a chronological summary. Note the policies referenced, precise timestamps of actions, and exact quotes from the representative. If you are specifically requesting a reasonable modification or physical access and receive a denial, you will switch to Part 2 of the toolkit, the ADA violation and incident report form. In these specific denial scenarios, you must expand your scope. Log the sole names of any supervisors on duty, secondary staff members, or witnesses present during the incident. Next, detail the direct impact of the denial. State exactly how the barrier prevented equal access to the program, created a safety hazard, or caused tangible harm. Third-party investigators and legal bodies often set aside emotional complaints. Sticking to objective facts ensures your documentation remains a usable tool for regulatory review. Once the call ends, you take your handwritten notes and execute the digital follow-up sequence. Look at Part 3 of your toolkit. This written follow-up template is designed to rapidly digitize the physical facts you just recorded into an outbound email. Transfer the information from your log directly into the bracketed fields. Under Summary of Discussion, enter the exact quotes, positions, and policies the representative provided. Move to the next sections and explicitly list all agreed actions and outstanding items. Writing down exactly what the agency promised to do and by what date prevents them from changing their position later. At the bottom of the template is a specific clause. It asks the representative to reply in writing within 3 to 5 business days if the summary is incorrect, ensuring the record remains accurate. This single sentence shifts the burden of proof entirely onto the bureaucracy. They must now actively dispute your account or risk accepting it as the official record. If the agency fails to respond by the deadline, their silence can be used to show implied consent to the facts you have documented. Step 6 is finalizing your archive. Check the boxes to confirm you have attached a copy of the sent email to your master file, and, where legally permitted, save any relevant audio recordings or voicemails. If you cannot use email and must send physical correspondence, log the exact certified mail tracking number on your checklist. You now have a complete packet ready for deployment. use it to bypass Tier 1 support, attach it to a formal denial appeal, or submit it as evidence in a formal complaint. You no longer have to rely on flawed human memory or the agency's internal notes. You have a verified sequence of events that allows you to present your case based on evidence rather than recollection. By mastering this documentation framework, you have moved from being a passive participant in the system to an advocate with the data required to enforce your rights.